all right. Let's do this, people. Put those electronic devices away. Let's get focused, right? You're important. So you got to treat yourself like you're important. We're going to do 9.5 trigonometry ratios, practice and applications. We're doing problem number 11, 13, and 15. Yeah. Notice how they want us to round to 4 decimal points, places. Thank you, Mr. Nordling, for pointing that out. All right, let's do it. So when I do this, I'm going to look for the acute angles. They are the non-right angles. So there's an acute angle. There's an acute angle. Also, across from the 90-degree angle is the hypotenuse. So it's really important you identify that side because that stays consistent all the way through. All right, so from angle A, we have the hypotenuse. That is 10. We have the opposite of A. Opposite means across from, so 8. And then we have the adjacent of A, that's next to, and that's the leg next to it. This is the hypotenuse, so the leg, and that's 6. Now we're going to find the sine of A. We're going to find the cosine of A, and we're going to find the tangent of A. We get to use our calculator. I'm first going to write the ratios, and then we'll use my calculators. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, bada bing. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, bada boom. And tangent is opposite over adjacent, okay, now to 4 decimal points. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to move it up here a little bit. 8 divided by 10 equals, okay, that's easy. 6 divided by 10, woo, that's easy. And 8 divided by 6, woo, that's easy. Okay, now I'm going to write those down. So this equals 0.8. This equals 0.6, and this equals 1.3333 to 4 decimal points. All right? That's done. All right, let's do it. Let's go to B. Okay, now we're going to have a perspective of B. I'm going to go right here. Okay, so now my perspective is B, so angle of B. Okay, again, identify the 3 sides. The height is always the height. No matter what your perspective, the height is the height. All right, now opposite, though, is now different. Opposite and adjacent are now different. Opposite is across from. Adjacent is the leg next to. Woo, let's do it. Sine of B, cosine of B, tangent of the B. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And tangent is opposite over adjacent. Okay, I already know this because we calculated it earlier. It's 0.6. That's hold on, whoa, Clyde. That's not right. This is 8 over 10. And that's 0.8. And then 6 over 8, that's 0.75. I'm going to double check it because you know what? I'm kind of tie-tie. Well, let's see what it is. 6 divided by 8. 0.75. That's done, people. That is done. Moving on. And now we're going to do 13. Again, find those acute angles. Hey, you're cute. Okay. And hey, you're cute. Okay, now I'm going to identify that hypotenuse. There's the right angle across from. Bada bing. Bada bing. Bada bing. Bada bing. Okay, there it goes. Now, I'm going to start with angle D. Angle D is height is always the height. It's 25. Opposito is across from 7. And adjacent is the leg next to it, 25. All right. Now we're going to do sine of the D. We're going to do cosine of the D. And we're going to do the tangent of the D. All right, sine of D is opposite over hypotenuse. Boom. Cosine of D is adjacent over hypotenuse. Boom. And tangent is opposite over adjacent. Boom. Now we got to put these in our calculator and round to 4 decimal points. So here we go. Okay. 7 divided by 25. I think that's going to be 0.28. Genius. 24 divided by 25, I think that's going to be 0.96. I know, right? You're wondering, gosh darn it, Sherm, how do you get that? I don't know this one. I think it's going to be, though, I'm going to say this, though. It's going to be like 2.69. All right? That's what I'm saying. Oh, 2.9. I was way off. 2.91. Why did I think that? Oh, yeah, it should have been greater than that, not less than that. 2.291, and then you got to round that up to 7. Okay, moving on. Angle F. Find the height. The height doesn't change. The height is 25. Opposito is 24, right? Across from it. And then the adjacent is the leg next to it. Remember, sure it's the leg. That's the hypotenuse. That's a leg. That's a leg. So these are the opposite and adjacents. That's always the hypotenuse. Cosine of the F. Oh, no. Let's start with sine of the F. I like to do it in that order. And the tan of the F. Oh, I did that. Should be equals. Okay, let's do it. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. You know, I know what that is. That's 0.96. I did it earlier. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Hey, I know what that is too. That's 0.28. And then tan is opposite over adjacent. Oh, this is going to be a big number. Let's see what that is. 24 divided by 7. 3.48. Ooh! 3.4286. Notice how I had to round it up, right? Because that tells me that 9. Because that tells me to round it up. Sorry, that's terrible. I need to do better than that. Okay. All right, next one. Going to this one. All right. Ooh, that's a square root on the bottom. Okay, identify the acute angles. Hi, J. And hi, Chi. Identify the hypotenuse across from the right angle. Wee-oo. Right there. Okay. Let's go from angle J. I'm going to do them both. Well, no, I'm not. Angle J. Okay, the height is square root of 34. The opposito. Opposite J is 5. And the adjacent is the one next to. And here's the leg next to that. That's 3. Okay, the sin or sine of J is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. The cosine of J is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. And the tan of the J is opposite over adjacent. Calculadora. All right, here we go. I'm going to go here. Okay. On, clear. 5 divided by our second x squared. That's how I get the radical. 0.8575. Round up. 0.8575. Okay, cosine of J. 3 divided by. And that's 0.5145. Round up again. And then 5 divided by 3. 1.6667. Okay, that's it. Now let's do it from angle K. So angle K. Again, don't forget the height is the height, right? So the hypotenuse is radical 34. But now the opposito changes. It's now 3, and the adjacent is 5. All right, let's do it. Sine of chi. Okay. Oh, geez, do this. Cosine of chi and tangent of chi. All right, sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Hey, we already figured that out. That's 0.5145. Cosine sine of the chi is 5 over a radical 34. We already figured that out. That's 0.8575. And then the tangent is opposite over adjacent. I think it's going to be 0.6. Let's do it. 3 divided by 5. 0.6. Those are done. Those are done. Okay, now these are all calculator problems. I'm not going to write them down. I'm just going to do them on the calculator, and then you write them down. Okay, let's start here. To 4 decimal points. All right, so I'll tell you what the answers are. We're doing all of these. It's just good practice. So use your sine, cosine, and tangent buttons. They're down here, right? So I'm going to use those. Remember, you have an app that you can put on your phone. It's Calculate 84. And it will get you a graphing calculator for free on your phone. Get that app, and then you'll have the sine, cosine, tangent buttons. All right? Calculate 80 quattro. Okay, moving on. Okay, so I'm going to do sine of 48. So, sine of 48. Okay, 0.7431. 0.7431. Okay, cosine of 13. 0.9744, you got to round that up. So 0.9744, tan of 81. 6.314, oh no, 4 decimal points, yeah. 6.3138, because you got to round that up. Okay. Sine of 27. 0.453. Oh, it's actually going to be, that 99 rounds, that 9 rounds up and makes that a 0, but then it makes that a 4. That's a tricky one. 0.4540. Okay, cosine of 70. I double parenthesis. 0.3420. Tan of 2. 0.0349. Sine of 78. 0.9781. Cosine of 36. 0.8090. And we're going to go back over here. Tan of 23. 0.4245. Round that up. Cosine of 63. 0.45399, so 0.4540. Sine of 56. 0.8290. Tangent 66. 2.2460. All right, done deal. Okay, here we go. On these, we're going to do this, this, and this. Okay, we got to find T and S. We're going to use trig. All right, so watch what I'm going to do. Here's my angle of reference. So that means my theta is 29. Is that a 29? Is that a 23? I think it's a 23. Degrees. I hope it's 23. My old eyes. Notice the side they gave me was the hypotenuse, because it's a cross. So that's the hype. All right. So the hypotenuse is 34. And let's say we want to find S. So S is the adjacent. So the adjacent is S. And the opposite is T. Okay. Find S. Okay, notice we have a hypotenuse and adjacent. That's going to be cosine. So the cosine of theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. You got to get that from your notes. Substitute in what you know. You know the angle. You don't know the adjacent. And you know the hypotenuse. Multiply both sides by 34. Right? That's the inverse operation for dividing by 34. Your goal is to get S by itself. Make sure that you're make sure your calculator's in the right mode. That mode would be degree mode. So hit mode, make sure degree is highlighted. If it is, you're good. If not, if radian is highlighted, then you got to go down there, go to degrees, press enter, and then it highlights it. To get out of that, hit second and quit. Now I'm going to do 34, cosine of 23, enter. Nearest tenth, so 31.3, because we got to round up. So S is approximately 31.3. Good. Now let's find T. Okay. T is the opposite and hypotenuse, because you always need to use the side that you have. So we have hypotenuse. So that's sine. Sine of theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. Substitute in what you know. Multiply both sides by 34. Rewrite it. That cancels out. That's what we wanted to do. You're just solving an equation. Sine of 23 is a number, so treat it like a number. We already know we're in degree mode. 13.3. Oh, approximately, because I rounded it. That's done. That's done, people. Okay, let's do the next one. 31. Okay, again, write down what you know. Look at this. That's my given acute angle. So I'm going to use that as my reference. So theta is equal to 65 degrees. Notice they gave me the hypotenuse again. So the hypotenuse is 8. Opposite that is T. So opposite is T, and adjacent is U. Not U, but the letter U. Yeah, okay. Now, we're going to find T. It's hypotenuse and opposite. So the trig function that deals with that is sine. So sine of 65 degrees is equal to, opposite is T, hypotenuse is 8. Multiply both sides by the 8. Multiplicar 8. These cancel out. And in your calculator, you're going to put this 8 sine of 65. Enter 7.3. You got to round up. Done. Now we're going to find U. There you are. Ha. Okay. That is going to be adjacent and hypotenuse. Adjacent and hypotenuse is cosine theta. The angle is 65. Adjacent is U. Hypotenuse is 8. Multiply both sides by 8. Those cancel out. 8 cosine of 65 is U. Calculadora. 3.3809. Done. Oh no, they want us to round to the nearest tenth. Sorry, I was still in the last problem mode. And don't forget the approximate, because you rounded. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. 33 now. Okay. 33 looks unlike this. So identify that. Acute angle means less than 90 degrees. All right. So the angle is 22 degrees. Notice this time they gave me opposite. So I always like to identify the two things they give me first. What I don't know is the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is across from the 90 degree angles. That's X. And I don't know Y, the adjacent. Okay, let's find X. Okay, now we're going to find X by doing opposite and hypotenuse. That's sine. Okay, this is tricky. Notice your variables in the denominator. Can't have that. So you got to get the variable out of the denominator. So I'm going to multiply by it. That gives me x times sine of 22 degrees equals 6. Now I want to get the x by itself. Notice that's multiplication. So the inverse operation for multiplication is division. This is a number, so they cancel out. Okay, calculadora. Calculadora. Okay, so we have 6 divided by sine of 22, 16.0. Done. Okay, let's find the y value. Okay, y is adjacent and opposite. So adjacent and opposite. Notice how I always use the two things I have to find x and y. So opposite and adjacent is tan. So the tan of 22 degrees equals opposite over adjacent. That variable, that's not a 4, that's a y. The variable's in the denominator. So get it out of there, get it out of that. The bell's going to ring pretty soon. School's almost out. Okay, so y times tan of 22 degrees equals 6. Divide by the tan. Remember, it's a number, so you can divide by it just like any other number. Notice I'm not dividing by 22. All of it goes together. Those cancel out. Y equals 6 divided by 22. All right, school's out. Good job today. Good job. I'm going to keep going because I got a little homework to do. 6 divided by tan of 22. 14.9, because you got to round that up. That's done. All right, let's keep going. We're doing great. Surveyor, to find the distance D from a house on the shore to the house on an island. A surveyor measures house is sure to be point B. Okay, that's point B. As shown in the diagram, an instrument called a transit is used to find the measure of angle D. Used to find the measure of B. Estimate the distance D. Okay, so start with what you know. You know that acute angle. You know this side, which is the adjacent. So that's the adjacent. And you're looking for what's across from that side. And what's across is D. All right, so let's write what we know. We know our theta. We know our adjacent. So I always start with what I know. That's 40. And then what we're looking for is the opposite. This is the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse has nothing to do with what we're trying to accomplish. And that's D. Okay, so we're trying to find the distance from that house to that house. Okay, adjacent and opposite is tan. So the tan of 42 degrees equals opposite over adjacent. Solve that for the D. Multiply by 40. Multiply by 40. 40 tan of 42 is equal to D. Calculadora, people. Calculadora. It's going to be a little bit more, sorry, it's going to be a little bit less than that. So it's going to be like 38.9. All right, 40 tan of 42. 36, that was way off. Round, they didn't tell me, so let's round to the 10th like we did the other problem. So 36.0. So D is equal to approximately 36.0. That's it. Oh, geez. Was I off the screen the entire time? Oh, my goodness. Should I do it over? Okay, I won't do it. Okay. Okay, angle of depression. Those are important. That's from a horizontal down. So that is my angle of depression. All right? It looks like here we're looking for the value of D. By the way, notice I don't have any angles here. But what I know is that this is a right angle. This is vertical. That's horizontal. So if that's 20, this must be 70 because they are complementary. Also, if these lines are parallel, this is a transversal, that's 20. So you can use either one of those as your reference angle. Notice the elevation is 5,000 feet, so the vertical drop must be 5,000. That's weird how they did that. Oh, no, it's not. I see it now. I see it. Okay, so you're starting up here at 5,500, and then you're going to there at 5,018. Okay, so to find this vertical drop, you got to do 5,500 minus 5,018. So that's 482. Okay, now we're looking for D, right? I have to pick a acute reference angle. I'm going to pick that one. So my reference angle is 70. This is my adjacent side. So my adjacent side is 482. And this is my hypotenuse because it's across from the right angle. And that's what I'm looking for. Woo, this is great. I'm going to use cosine. Hypotenuse over adjacent. Sorry, adjacent over hypotenuse. Oh, this is where the variable's in the denominator. So you got to multiply by the variable to get it out of the denominator. Whoosh. And then you're going to have to divide by the trig function. So now you're going to have to divide by the trig function. Okay. D equals 482 divided by cosine of 70 degrees. Put that in your calculator. I went off again. It's like falling off the ski slope. That hurts. Cosine of 70. Enter. 1409.3. Okay? Now, some of you are saying, Skern, what if you used 20? Well, let's look at that real quick. All right, so theta is 20. Opposite now is 482. And I'm still looking for the height. All right, this is sine. Opposite over hypotenuse. Multiply by d. So you get this. I'm going to do the quick version. And then divide by sine of 20. Watch what happens. Ready to be amazed. The magic of mathematics. 482 divided by sine of 20. Oh my gosh, look at that, people. It's the exact same answer, right? I love that. Oh, I don't have unit of measurement. Is that in feet? Oh, crikey. Yes, it's in feet. I know because they told me right there. Okay, that's it. We're good. Hey, I'm proud of you. You got through that without distraction. Well, some of you did. Some of you didn't. You know who you are. Let's do better next time. Let's do better. All right, stay focused. Get your butts to class. Take care of yourself. Exercise in fresh air and good food. That will propel success. Okay, stay